What is going on, y'all? Robert Sykes, KetoSavage.com, and today I want to do a quick little video on exercise programming, kind of like how I've structured my split, because I've recently changed it, and I've been doing this for a while now, but I feel like it's really benefited me, and I feel like y'all could benefit from it as well. A little backstory here. For the past several years, actually for the majority of my lifting career, I've followed a traditional bodybuilding bro split, which can be defined as having like a single body part per day. So like leg day, chest day, back day, shoulder day. And that's good, especially when you first start lifting, because any stimulus is going to elicit a response from the body because everything's so new. So you get those beginner gains and you can build from that. I started to notice that I'd be making progress, but that progress kind of plateaued, so to speak, because my body was just so familiar with the stimulus I was subjecting it to, and I have needed to change that up. I've always kind of practiced progressive overload in the sense that I'm always trying to, increase the rep count, increase the weight load, but push it somehow in some way. However, here recently I've increased the frequency of my training. That's made a huge, huge impact, especially if you're a natural athlete. I think increasing the frequency is probably one of the single most beneficial things you can do for your training. So I'm thinking about making like a multi-part series of this training, so I can kind of like break it down day by day and show you what specific exercise I'm doing. So let me know in the comments below if you want to see that. But this is going to be basically what my split looks like throughout the course of a week, what body parts am I training and when. So first of all, I've structured this kind of like on an 8-day rotation. So there's 7 days in a week. So it doesn't fall on a standard like Monday is this, Tuesday is this. It kind of like cycles through basically. So we'll just start with day one. Day one for me is chest and delts. And this is not just chest and delts. This is heavy chest, hypertrophy delts. So I have a heavy portion and then a hypertrophy portion. On the heavy portion, so chest for instance, I'm gonna be doing heavier compound movements like barbell bench press. I'll do some dumbbell bench press, but I'm focusing on a lower rep scheme, more like the 6 to 8 rep range, but just going more heavy on those sets. Whereas the hypertrophy section, so in this case, the delts for that day, it's gonna be about the same number of exercises, 4 or 5 exercises for that given body part, but it's gonna be a higher rep scheme at a lighter weight with absolute focus on muscle contraction, full range of motion, and just really forcing the blood flow. So day one is chest and delts. Day two is actually an off day. And when I say off day, like I'm still doing something physical. I normally go for a run every day, but it's an off day from training. And here's why. Day three is squat day. So personally, I get like weird anxiety on squat day. And it's weird because I've been doing squats my entire life. I've been lifting for over 10 years. I'm older than 10 years old, so I've not been doing squats my entire life, but I've been doing squats for a long time. And it's funny because I do squats very deep. I focus on full range of motion and going ass to grass, quote unquote. And I go heavy and I have pretty flawless form with my squats. However, I put squats on a pedestal because I think they're like the king lift. And if I don't perform to my maximum ability on squat day, I beat myself up internally. I don't do anything but squats on squat day. I might do like some body weight air squats and some lightweight body weight lunges before, maybe some extensions as a warm up, but then I transition right into squats and all I do is squats. But squats may consist of like 12 or even 13 sets of nothing but squats. So it winds up being, for me, like 20,000 pounds of volume just from squats, which is a lot from one exercise. But by having it as a standalone exercise, like that's the only thing I'm focusing on, I can go into it knowing that I had an off day the day before, so I don't have any kind of lack of recovery. I'm fully recovered. I can go into it, give it my 110%, and know that it's like got all my focus, and I can just force out those sets, force out those reps, and give it what it deserves. Day three, there's no AC in this gym right now, and I'm sweating like crazy. Day three is squat day. Day four is, got this written down, shoulders and back. So delts and back. You notice we did delts on day 1. This time it's heavy delts and hypertrophy back. So whereas this was hypertrophy delts, this is heavy delts. So I'm doing more of like a, heavy military press, heavy seated dumbbell press, just heavier movements for delts and more of a hypertrophy focus for back. So like 15 reps in a given set of like lat pull downs, for instance. Day 5 is triceps and chest. Again, this is heavy triceps. The first exercise is the heavy one. And then the second one, chest, is hypertrophy. Again, we had chest a second time. We had it first on day 1. And then we're having a heavy tricep day, hypertrophy chest day. I do only work triceps and biceps once a week, so they're not getting as much frequency as the other body parts, but you're gonna be getting some tricep and bicep stimulation just from doing shoulders, from delts, from back day. So you're gonna stimulate those muscles even if you're not having a focused day on that muscle specifically. Day 6 is back and biceps. So heavy back day, that's when I'm doing my deadlifts, my rack pulls. Then biceps is more hypertrophy focused. Since triceps and biceps only do get one day, I tend to have a little bit of a mix between those. Like I do like one hypertrophy exercise on tricep day, and I do like 1 or 2 heavy bicep movements, like a really heavy hammer curl or something like that. Day 7 is an off day because the next day is another leg day. So day 8 is legs, but this is not just squats. We only did squats on the first leg day, so I need to give a lot more variety, a lot more volume. That's when I'll be doing like my sumo deadlifts, my front squats, my weighted lunges, extensions, hamstring curls, stiff-legged deadlifts, like all of the other movements associated with legs that I'm not doing on the standalone squat day. And that is pretty much my 8-day split with a focus on a heavy and hypertrophy variation, and then also an increase in frequency for each given body part. And this is what I've been doing for a while now. I absolutely love it. And I am totally dripping with sweat. So I'm gonna cut this video here and let me know if you wanna see all of this in more detail, like broken down by exercise per given day. See you tomorrow.